Everybody! Oh, Lordy, look, it's cocktail time. Cocktail time on a Friday night. It's crazy. Who decided this? It's insanity. I don't know. Everybody, welcome to Cocktail Time here at 4Player Network. I used to say it is Sunday night, but actually it is Friday night now. And Friday night appears to be the time when we drink and talk about video games. I'm your host, Joseph Christ. How are you, Bob? How are you, Chris?
Doing quite well.
You guys feel good? Are you as excited about the new night, the Friday night?
I'm very chipper about it.
You guys seem like, really excited about life in general.
I was looking up what I'm going to toast to. That's why I was very confused.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, because I know you usually ask me first or you'll delay or whatever. I never have an answer.
Usually I just ask you first because you don't know. It's funny. It's funny just to ask you first when you're not sure. How you doing, Chris?
Ask me in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Well, you're doing tons of your video stuff, right? End of year.
Yeah,
you kind of piled under all that.
Spending about 40 hours of the next 10 days just putting together videos.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of videos.
And it's all y'all's fault, so.
It's all our fault. I still owe you vocals, don't I?
Yeah, I need that half past now if you don't mind.
I'll just do it now live on Cocktail Time.
That would spoil the video.
I would. And I'm sure everyone would love to watch me do multiple takes of things. Say one line over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great. So we haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks. We've had Christmas, we've had New Year's, out of all this kind of stuff. I'm sure a lot has happened, and we have things to talk about. But let's start the show, of course, as per usual, with our toast of the week. And first up, Chris Davis.
Okay. Well, tonight, since it's Friday and I don't have to work in the morning, I have rum, and I'm chasing it with some orange juice tonight. So I'm actually fucking drinking.
So people don't know this, but before we came on to the show, you had asked us about rum and mixers and whatnot, and you asked us if it was okay to put rum into orange juice, and that was a steadfast no from me and Bob. Just do not put rum in orange juice.
Well, all I usually drink is vodka, and I'm out of vodka right now, so...
Yeah. I mean, you can chase it, that'd be fine, but I would not put the rum into the orange juice. Bad idea.
Okay.
Bad idea.
We'll do just that. And I am toasting tonight to what I was just talking about.
Putting the rum into the orange juice?
That we got going on. We got 11 videos coming to y'all, one for each of the staff members that are participating, as well as one based on the community survey that we did these past few weeks. And those are going to start coming out hopefully Monday-ish, Sunday for subscribers.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of it. 11 videos. 11 videos. That's an amazing
At least
amount
one
of
a day.
content.
So.
At least one a day. It's an amazing amount of content. So you're toasting to you? Is that what's going on here?
I'm just toasting to finally getting this shit done and moving on with my life.
You're just drinking.
Actually,
what you're saying is,
yeah.
I'm just drinking.
Yeah.
My toast is to this drink that I'll be drinking because I'm stressed out. I'll allow it.
In my lovely Black Mesa research facility mug.
Oh, that is nice.
Ooh,
I do like that.
Classy.
I do like that.
Very.
Bob, why don't you go next?
So I've got, as usual, I got a shot of vodka. You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Because I tell everybody during Christmas, what to get me is just get me, a nice beer or food, and I'll be happy. I managed to get a beer that I've never even heard of. It's from Anchorage Brewing Company. It's called Darkest Hour. And it's a Belgian-style imperial stout that's been triple fermented in a Pinot Noir and rye whiskey barrels.
That does sound amazing. That does sound amazing.
It's a 13% alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, that won't take long.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I saved it for this show. So I'm gonna try to open this and not put my eye out. But so while I'm doing that, I'm gonna be toasting to. Since this is our first show of 2014,
It is.
I'm
the
gonna
first
toast to 2014
All right.
because it's gonna be a kind of a crazy year. I'm quitting my job at the end of this month,
That's right.
and I'm gonna be full-time indie development.
Okay.
Amazing.
That's good.
Okay. It was not under that much carbonation.
Right.
I was kind of terrified.
Very nice.
Ooh, that is a dark beer.
Very nice.
That is dark, yeah.
Very nice.
Oh,
Looks almost blacker than the glass.
it is the color of the glass. It's hard to tell.
Nice. What do you think?
It's very easy to drink. That's gonna be dangerous.
That's gonna be too easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually just make that a little more difficult to drink. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be slamming this whole thing.
Right.
Ooh.
All right. I'll go next. So, what I have to drink is I have my shot of vodka, but it's not just any vodka. It's this vodka I was introduced to. It's whipped cream flavored vodka.
Oh God.
Smirnoff?
No, it's not Smirnoff. It's like it's in the fridge. It's Piquer or Privateer or whatever. I don't know.
Coming in the blue bottle.
It's a bluish bottle, a pale blue. They have different flavors, but it's like
Right.
it's like drinking cake, like alcoholic cake.
Yeah. It's way too easy. Like that. It's easy to drink as those. It's like you're drinking syrup.
Yeah, it's not even. It doesn't even taste like vodka. It's just like syrup, you know. So it's quite good. And then I have some Gatorade with that in there as well, and some coffee. And what am I toasting tonight? Tonight I am toasting something very, very, very particular. I am toasting particularly to the ship sections of Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and at the same time, a big fuck you to everything else in the game. Everything that involves anything off the ship, a big fuck you to that. Because it all sucks dick. Big floppy black dick. No, you know what? No. It's not even good enough for big floppy black dick. No. It's like old man floppy dick. Wrinkled, shriveled old man dick. I wouldn't give the parts of Assassin's Creed Black Flag that are off the ship the honor of sucking a big black floppy dick. Only small old
What would
man
you give
dick for that. What's that?
What would you make those other parts do?
Old man dick.
Yeah, flaccid old man dick.
Flaccid
It's like
old man dick.
You're second on the tip of a Slim Jim.
Yeah, like diabetes man. I got the diabetes, and now you're sucking my old flaccid cock. That's what I'm toasting to. I'll talk about Black Flag a little bit tonight's show. All right, so let's do our toast. 1, 2, and 3. All right. How you like that, Chris?
It's potent.
Well, of course it's potent. You're drinking straight rum. This rate alcohol is pretty potent. All right, so man, it's been. Can I talk about SantaCon for a minute?
Yes.
Yeah, we need to know the stories.
All right, so I went to SantaCon, and let me see if I can pull up the picture here. I probably should have did this before, but
Don't open porn. Don't open porn. Don't open porn.
I know, right? Here we go. Okay, there's the picture of me and my friends at SantaCon. Don't we look beautiful? Look at that. That's us at SantaCon. There's me on the right, right there. There's my friend L'Oreal next to me. Jason's the big tall guy. And then you have the man with the long hair. That's Ed. I'm sorry, that's Ted. I have a Ted and Ed friends in Portland. I want you to take a long, good look at Ted's face. The long hair and the goatee. Take a long, good look at it. Because that's the best he looked all night. Ted would not look.
Okay.
Ted would not
Looks
look
like an axe murderer in that picture.
Ted
too.
would not look anywhere as good as that in very long after that. So here's what happened. It's a lovely SantaCon. If you look, so it's a lovely SantaCon. We started off at this one place. It was like this, they rented out this whole top of this building, and there was like bowling alleys and karaoke and arcade and all this kind of stuff, and it was wonderful. And then we started doing the bar crawl, and it was all good, 2 or 3 bars down the line. And I have a friend Ted and a friend Ed. Ted and Ed start getting very, very drunk, exceptionally drunk. And at one point, we're in this, I forget what it's called, the Thirsty Lion, I think it's called, in Portland. We're in Portland. And they're drinking quite a bit, and then they run out. They leave. So hours go by, and it's getting very late. We don't see either of them, Ed or Ted. I'm standing in a club in my Santa outfit, and I get a text from Ed that says, "Go outside and take care of Ted." I'm like, what? So I go outside, and there's Ted on the ground unconscious in his Santa outfit. So we end up, he's on the sidewalk, and I'm there with him. We're trying to talk to him, like, "Hey, Ted, are you dead? Are you dead, Ted? And where's Ed?" It's like a poem from hell. So he's completely out of it. The guy who owns the club comes out and says, we can't have him here on the sidewalk, just unconscious. It's bad for business. So we pulled him into like this sort of like party bus sort of thing, and he's still out. So we have to call his wife. We end up calling his wife. She comes and takes him away. He ends up going to the hospital with a concussion. And we're like, how did he get a concussion?
What?
Right. So he goes to the hospital. He's got a concussion. The only reason she took him to the hospital was because she was like, well, I've seen him drunk, but he was just he was weirder than that. I felt like something was wrong.
Right.
So we end up finally meeting up with Ed the next day, and we find out what exactly happened. Basically, Ed and Ted got lost after they left us. They were so drunk they got lost in their own city, which I've done before. And they ended up getting a cab, and they tried getting Ted back home, but Ted was so drunk he didn't know where he lived. And at one point, Ed got mad at Ted and pushed him in the back of the cab. Ted smashed his head on the inside door of the cab, immediately bounced off that, and then threw up all over Ed and the entire inside of the cab. In the meanwhile, Ed is on the phone with his wife, L'Oreal, who was actually in the picture, the girl in the picture, trying to figure out where they were, and then he's yelling at the cabbie. The cabbie's getting mad. This guy just puked in his cab. It turns out what happened is L'Oreal told Ed where we were, and Ed had them drive up to the club. He literally pushed drunken Ted out of the cab onto the sidewalk and drove away. Because he was so mad at him. And so he ended up, and then he was able to get the cab home by himself. So that's how SantaCon ended for the most part. So anyway, Ted's wife picked him up, and she was none too pleased picking up her concussed, drunk, unconscious husband. Somebody on my Twitter, I don't know who it was, I was talking about this. I was kind of trying to live tweet the night as much as possible. At one point on my Twitter, I put up a video that had a video of Ted. We were at a club that had a stripper pole in the back, and he was on the stripper pole with his pants around his ankles and only his underwear, his boxer shorts on, and he was grinding on the stripper pole. If you don't follow my Twitter, these are the types of things that you're missing. At thejosephchrist.com.
you posted a few pictures the other day of you at a gay bar. And,
I did. Well, I can get to that. I can get to that. Hold on, one crazy story at a time, my friend.
Okay.
So it was a video of him like grinding on the stripper pole, which of course chased every woman who was standing around out of the room, which is Ted is a terrible wingman. I'll put it that way. He's married, so he doesn't care anymore, type of thing. So anyway, we did speak to him the next day, and the funny thing is about all of this is that he felt the best out of all of us the next day. Because he actually went to the hospital and got an IV drip of fluids.
Ooh,
and gotten
lucky bastard.
Yeah, and gotten taken care
Smart
of.
man.
So he woke up the next day feeling, he was kind of like, what happened? I don't feel so bad, but what happened last night? I don't remember after this certain point. So none of us got as drunk as him, but we all felt awful the next day, and he was fine because he got to go to the hospital and get IV fluids. So the moral of the story is, if you're drinking too much, get a concussion and go to the hospital, and you will feel much, much better the next day. That's what we learned. Someone on my Twitter...
Until you get the hospital bill.
As I was live tweeting Did you see the video?
I'm watching it right now.
Put that in the chat so people can see the video of Ted. Yeah. Put
pants down.
He has the pants down, and
I love he has festive underwear.
he has festive underwear on as well. Yeah, put that in the chat so people can watch as well. We gotta watch it together. It's like a Christmas miracle.
Jesus!
It was a Vine, actually. I'm on a Vine.
It's a Vine. Let me drop it right into chat.
Drop that into chat so people can see. There it is, sexy Ted. But anyway, so I mean, that's the thing. I had another thought, and now I can't. Yeah, you can hear it.
Sorry,
that's fine. I had another thought about this. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, like I said, I know what I was going to say. I was talking about this on my Twitter. I was trying to live tweet the entire thing, and the next day I was talking about it. And someone, I don't know who said this to me, but they replied back. They said, and I quote, "It sounds like he got a Santa concussion," which I
Oh God.
I'm sorry. I have to applaud that. I just love terrible puns.
Santa concussion. That's great.
That is amazing.
That is a really good one. And then, so then this past New Year's, I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and I hadn't much going on. She didn't have much going on. I was like, let's do something together. And she was like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I don't want to go to a club where there's lots of douchebag bros. And I don't want to go to like the local goth club where I know people. Because I'm kind of like done with that scene completely, and it's just stagnant and kind of awful. And I said, I want to go to the gayest club I possibly can for New Year's. That's my goal. I want to go to the gayest place in Seattle. And
judging by the pictures you posted, mission accomplished.
Yeah, I'm no stranger to gay clubs, by the way. But I said I want to go to the gay. I want to spring in the New Year's surrounded by 7-foot tall drag queens. And I'm not talking like transsexuals. I mean like drag queens, like the ones that really do themselves up crazy, fancy crazy,
So are we talking 7 foot after they got their 9-inch stilettos on?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That kind of thing, So I contacted a good friend of mine named Adrian. And Adrian writes for The Stranger. He's a really great guy. He's gay. He writes a column called The Homosexual Agenda, which is fantastic. If you guys ever look it up online, his column, The Homosexual Agenda, is really funny. He's a great writer. I've known him for years. Kind of been, those people that are like semi-friends, semi-acquaintance sort of thing. But he's just a really great dude. And I talked to him and said, Adrian, I want to like do something really gay for New Year's. What do you suggest? And he said, well, there's something going on at the Baltic Room, and then we're all going down to Pony, a club called Pony. And I spoke to my friend, and she's like, there's going to be like goth people at Baltic Room. I said, no problem. We won't go to Baltic Room. Let's just go to Pony. We'll go to Pony. So we walk into Pony, and it was great. It's not a huge place, but the walls are plastered with giant pictures of naked men with their giant dicks hanging out everywhere. And wherever you look, there's giant dicks hanging out. They had big screens that had like hardcore gay sex of like close-ups of men's dicks going into men's asses, you know? And there was there was this bearded leather man in a G-string dancing on the bar, and people were putting dollars in his outfit, and they had really great music, and I was like, this is exactly where I want to be. There were so many dicks and asses all over the walls. It was like being in a gay Bennigan's.
DNA.
Well, it sounds like their management understands their demographic.
I mean, they were covered in flair. If flair was dicks and asses. And I went, and then it's everywhere plastered. But anyway, we had a really good time, and there was no douchebag bros or, big fat gothy people. And I went to the bathroom. They had a real glory hole in the bathroom. I've never seen a glory hole in the wild, but they had one. It wasn't being used, but I was like, holy shit! Like, there's a real glory hole in this gay club.
You're just standing there urinating in the stall, and all of a sudden you see this sort of like
it's gonna coming through. Well, actually, if,
occupied.
Actually, if you let me explain the glory hole etiquette. If you're in, I don't ask me how I know this. I just know these things.
You have to knock or stomp or something.
No, so if you're in the glory hole and one person takes their two fingers and puts them outside of the hole and just sort of drags them back and forth, and that's the signal that they're either waiting to give or receive. I don't know if there's actual giving, but that's the signal that someone is in there, ready to do the business. But anyway, we had a lot of fun, and then we came back to my place, and then we got back to my place around 11:30, and then spent the actual turning of the new year doing my favorite activity, which is now watching awful people on PlayStation Network, on Playroom. That's my new favorite thing, is watching awful people on Playroom. It used to be to where I'd have to wait till the next Werner Herzog or Harmony Korine movie came out for me to get my dose of the awfulness of humanity. Because simply going out into the city isn't enough for me anymore. I'm grizzled and old, and I've seen all that shit. I step over puke and shit every day to get my morning coffee. But now I can just sit there and turn on Playroom, and it just comes at me. I can just it's so wonderful. I can just watch awful people all day long.
It's all on Ustream now, right?
It's all, you have to go to Ustream. Ustream is where it's all at now. And I will forever equate that twinkling Playroom music with awful humanity. Forever. Forever. Anyways.
Right now there's 27 people in Playroom.
It's so good. So anyway, we did that and that. So that was my New Year's. So that was SantaCon leading up to Pony into Playroom. Into Playroom. There's I keep watching people get banned. People keep twerking and showing their ass, and then the thing goes blank.
Or snorting cocaine.
There were two people snorting cocaine. Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, there were two people in the UK on a bed snorting cocaine, and the little robots were waving at the cocaine being snorted. And this was and in the UK time, this was 7 a.m. UK time while they were doing this. I got these people's rock bottom streamed directly into my living room. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Isn't technology...
You're basically getting a live stream of Requiem for a Dream.
I know! Isn't technology wonderful? And I was there, and I was participating. I'm you should do another line, Come on, be a man, do another one, and because I'm terrible. Oh.
I want to read the police reports that are eventually going to happen from these. I want to know what happens, and I want to know if anybody in chat is an accessory to the crime.
I don't know. I mean, if someone is on their bed at 7 a.m. doing cocaine, and you're there egging them on, I mean, you're kind of a participant.
Ugh.
It's beautiful. I love this next generation's my favorite. There are no games yet at all, but it's already my favorite generation.
It only could get better if they're doing cocaine off their baby.
While twerking.
While
It's not baby
twerking.
powder, it's cocaine.
You don't you don't want to do cocaine while you're twerking. You'll spill it. You'll spill it everywhere. Not very good. Anyway, but yeah, Playroom is just it does not. I literally go on there a few times a day looking for crazy shit. I really do. I really do.
It's awful. It's awful.
So anyway, how were your guys' New Year's?
Yeah, they were all right. I went to a party and I
Uh-huh.
got to see a few friends I hadn't seen like all freaking year.
Nice.
And I got a little drunk, but other than that, it was all right. I
And
don't have
Bob,
any wild stories.
and Bob, you were in Colorado, right?
No, actually, I came back before that. Oh my God, Colorado.
There's lots of pictures. People in chat probably don't follow Bob on Facebook.
No, because I don't accept anyone I
Right.
don't know personally.
Right. So, but there's a lot of pictures of Bob skiing and with babies.
So many children.
I might have to start downloading them and then start putting them up on Cocktail Time during the break, like a little,
It's like a little slideshow.
like
of Bob
a little
with children.
slideshow.
Oh God. It was not like I think I got into so obviously really boring stories of getting delayed in Seattle or Seattle. I keep calling it Seattle, but Salt Lake City because of snow. Like
Right.
all the planes were freezing. They couldn't defrost their wings fast enough. They couldn't de-ice them.
Right.
So they had to shut down the airport. So I got delayed. But as soon as I woke up and got into Colorado like 2 a.m. I woke up really early because of kids, and I got punched in the balls within 30 minutes of
Oh, that's
waking up.
nice. That's nice. Yeah. Why
Yeah.
does that happen?
It wasn't my older brother has 2 children, and both of them went after my balls almost immediately.
Is that just
They almost says that. Oh, he hasn't reproduced yet. Punch him in the nuts.
there shall be no more like us?
He's still fertile.
So what does that do they just instinctively go for the weakest point? Is that what it is?
I don't know. They think it's funny
Like
because it's
piranha?
just like, oh God, no! Don't hit me there. And they just do it harder and again and again and again.
Isn't that? Shouldn't discipline take care of this problem? Like, aren't you supposed to smack them?
I wouldn't want to smack my brother's children.
No.
I leave that to him. To
All
do.
right. Well, it doesn't sound like he does it enough. If they're going and
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. After that was my initiation to the children, and then the rest of the time it was basically just like, let's do the same thing every 5 minutes. Like, hey, let's go do this thing again. Hey, let's go do this again. Oh, Uncle Bob's here. He'll go take care of the kids.
right.
So this has pretty much moved my date for getting a vasectomy forward by several years.
Oh yeah,
just to
I
next
agree.
month.
I think it's a good idea.
So, yeah, it's. I can see why my brothers and sisters enjoy having children. And that's great. I can go visit and I can have fun with their children, and then I can not have any of my own. Wonderful.
I need to derail for a second, just
Go
for
for
a
it.
minute.
Uh-huh.
So I'm popped. I turned a site over and Imgur popped up. I know we were talking about Imgur, how it's awful. Have you heard of the hashtag Selfie Olympics?
I saw a Twitter for it.
Yeah.
I saw someone retweet something for Selfie Olympics today. That's the first time I ever heard
So
of
basically, it's people taking the craziest selfies they possibly can. I'm just going to put this into chat.
it. Is this going to be like planking where someone dies in the end?
Well, there's one guy who took a selfie with his dead grandmother at her wake.
God.
Does he
Oh,
win?
God. That's hard to top.
Does he win? Well, there's the lady with cancer doing a selfie. Some of these are amazing.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll look at this later, but this is I like this. I like this a lot. This is good stuff.
What the fuck? There's a nude guy on a gumball machine.
Yeah.
With
I know.
diamonds on his nipples.
This
The
is-
dog is so desperate to get out.
Yeah, he's in the bathroom.
This
The
is
dog's like, why am I in here?
this is good stuff. This is I like this. I can get behind this. Most definitely. Most definitely. All right, let's talk about some games.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
suppose, right?
Someone taking a selfie from having his phone shoved between his crack.
It's good stuff.
Oh, God. Okay, it gets worse.
Yeah.
I'm closing this. I can't.
You
I cannot
can't.
see this
You
anymore.
can't.
This is,
It's probably for the best.
yeah, Reborn has it. The naked Asian guy with a bottle duct taped to his dick wins.
I did see that. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about some games. Let me go first real fast. I'm sure if I talked about games last week. But so I got Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And those who follow my Twitter kind of saw some of my some of my stuff that
There was a little hostility.
sorry.
You're still looking at the selfies, aren't
No, I got mooned.
you? You got mooned?
Yes. Anyway, now I've lost my train of thought. Totally lost my train of thought. Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So those who follow my Twitter saw me having some issues with it. So here's how it goes. Have you've seen Apocalypse Now? Anybody? Have you seen Apocalypse Now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of the sayings in Apocalypse Now is never get off the boat. It's one thing they say in there. And I will say the same thing about Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Never get off the boat. Everything that's good about this game is on the boat. Like, going around in the open ocean and looking up islands and the combat and all that kind of stuff, that's really good. Everything you do on land, away from the boat, is pretty much the same old Assassin's Creed bullshit. Completely the same Assassin's Creed bullshit, down to the same exact tailing missions, down to the same, eavesdropping missions. Sometimes they mix the tailing and the eavesdropping missions back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And also, they really fucked up the underwater stuff. The underwater stuff, really sucks. It really, really sucks.
There are way too many sharks.
Well, there's way too many sharks. So you're constantly hiding away from the. So first of all, you can't just jump in the water and go down. We talked about this a long time ago. We've known this for a long time. You have to, and you can't just you have to use a diving bell, and there's a cutscene, and then you end up at the bottom of the ocean. And you can't even just do that anywhere. You have to go to these specific areas that have big waypoints that have ships, coming out of them that are wreck sites. Excuse me. And only there can you do it. But and only there can you do it. And then you go down, and then Chris, so you've played this, but the controls for being under the water are dog shit. They are not very good.
Yeah, I mean, well, there really isn't in my experience, I've never really found a third-person action game like this to ever have good underwater swimming.
I think there's some Tomb Raiders that had good underwater swimming, right?
Well, then I evidently didn't play them then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
My experience is just not.
I can't equate this to something else at the moment. But they're pretty bad.
I mean, it's not as bad as Metal Gear Solid 2's, underwater swimming.
Well, you're going way back, my friend.
Yeah,
way back. But so then you're down in the water, and the only way you can even surface is using the diving bell. You can't just surface wherever you want. So I kept on getting in situations where I go through these caverns, and the cavern these you're swimming through these maze-like caverns, and you have to avoid the sea urchins and stuff. You're kind of just avoiding shit everywhere. And then I use up all of my air pockets because the crew kind of throws down these air pockets you can only use once. And then I have to get back to my diving bell to surface, but I can't fucking get back to it because I don't know where it is. And I end up running out of air because the game won't let me just surface like a normal person. I actually have to go back.
You have a map.
I still couldn't find out where this fucking thing was. So unless you can make it back to the diving bell, you literally cannot surface. If you try to surface, it gives you one of those areas not in the Animus. Go back. And what's really crazy is you have a certain amount of air, right? And the crew puts down air bubble things, So you would think if you go too far away from the play area, you would run out of air and die. And that's how they would solve that, correct? Instead, if you go even a little bit out of the play area, you get one of those, this area not available in this memory. This is the Animus. Ooh. Like, they don't even, like, go for the natural way of letting you fail. They still have to put in that stupid Animus bullshit. It's not exhilarating. It's not fun. It doesn't feel like I'm really exploring a big area. It feels like I'm just going down this little play set. I'm avoiding sharks and opening chests like I'm doing everywhere else in the game, and that's kind of it. So what I'm saying is, like, I think this was a really missed opportunity.
So basically, everything underwater is basically like underwater Frogger.
Well, and then you're avoiding sharks, and you have to hide in seaweed. And if the sharks sense you, the same way soldiers on the land sense you, they attack you.
How do they sense you in seaweed?
They don't, because sharks can't smell you in seaweed. I guess the seaweed pheromones hide you from the sharks. The same way when you cover yourself in zombie guts, zombies won't know you're there. Kind of like that. Because sharks are actually made of seaweed. So if you hide in the seaweed, they can't find you.
I think you're one of their own.
You think you're one of them. Right. I did not enjoy myself in the underwater parts. But I love
as far as the underwater portions being, completely open-ended like you and Brad want, it just wasn't possible with this game. It's a transition year title. They have to go, next gen with this stuff. They're going to have to amp up a lot of things.
So how come they were able to do it in Grand Theft Auto 5?
It's fucking Grand Theft Auto. They had fucking 5 years to work on it. They had 2.5 for this.
Come on now. Well, then it is possible. They just didn't put the time in to do it.
Yeah, but
that's
I'm also arguing that much, real estate that they have to create and make interesting. Mm-hmm. You can only make certain portions of it truly interesting. Most of it's going to be really fucking bland.
And I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. But put them in. Make it seem like I have this giant seabed to explore. If you give me hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet of just sand and maybe rocks here and there, maybe throw something every once in a while, I'm fine with that. I don't need the entire seabed to be a cavern and a shipwreck and all this kind of stuff. But give me the sense that I have this area to explore. Don't hold me in. A lot of it's not about the content that's there. It's about the freedom to explore as I see fit, even if there is nothing there. I mean, in Skyrim, right? Or let's see, a better example, Daggerfall, right? There's huge areas of nothing. But if you go in one direction long enough, you'll eventually hit something. And when you hit that something, it's exciting. That sense of travel, that sense that you had to go somewhere and you had to explore these large areas to find something, that's exciting. What isn't, even if there's nothing there, what isn't exciting is going to the waypoint just to find the stuff. It doesn't have to be all,
I understand. And it's also a design decision. I mean, they could make this room, but they would, number one, they'd have to have a lot more time to make it.
It's about giving the player a sense of adventure, a sense of daring do. And you don't get a sense of daring do from the waypoints.
I kind of feel that having small areas with lots to explore is a lot better than having a shit ton of area with very little to explore.
Why can't you have both?
That's just my opinion.
Why can't you have both? Like the little girl says, why can't we have both? And then everyone lifts her up and everyone's very happy.
And I think really there's a balance to be struck in what your team can accomplish and for having the right amount of distribution for the amount of size you're going for.
Yeah, I understand.
A lot of it's just understanding what your team can do and how much you can accomplish with the amount of time you have. And traditionally, video games are very terrible for estimating that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I understand. But I think I wanted something that's very different than what is going on with Assassin's Creed. I think when you say it's a transition title, I think it's more than just a transition title between generations. I think it's a transition title between IPs, and I think they're trying to figure out exactly what people want. And I think it's particularly evident in that you can actually rate missions in this game and send them feedback. They're like, "Did you like this mission?" And I'm like, "Well, let's see. I tailed somebody." and they saw me and had to restart 3 times and then had to eavesdrop like every other mission. No, I gave it 1 star. And I'm sure a lot of people are. And then when a mission is great, when I'm like on the high seas and I'm tracking down man o' wars and shit, like that shit I give 5 stars to. Because I enjoy myself, and I hope they take that criticism to heart. I wish they'd give areas for comments, but I'm sure people would just put like horrible racial stuff or something. But I like I said, I love being on the ocean. I love I'm on my boat and I go in a direction and I see what I can find, or I see ships that I can find. I love knowing that I need 300 metal and this much money to get more cannons on my ship. So I love just going out and looking for ships that have the metal I need and taking them over and going on their ship and finding the supplies I need and upgrading my ship. I love all that stuff. That stuff is really great. But with that, you know what I really hate, though? I fucking hate the fact that you can sell all of your goods and upgrade your ship right from the captain's quarters on the ship. I think that's fucking lazy. I think you should have to take that stuff back to a port. I think you should have to go back to a port, and only there can you sell your stuff, and only there can you upgrade your ship. Because I think
there should be actually better. I was talking in chat about Sea Dogs, and one of the best part about Sea Dogs, which was kind of a trade simulator, I guess. It was kind of like a pirate simulator. Was that you could find ports where you could sell goods for higher prices.
Yes,
so
I wanted that.
Ports would offer different prices.
I want that to happen too. That's what I want as well. And there isn't any of that. You just kind of sell it from your captain's quarters and upgrade from your captain's quarters. I want it to be where I'm out in the middle of the.
That's lazy.
Yeah, I want it to be where I'm out in the middle of the ocean. I have what I need to upgrade, but there's a ship out there that has a lot of really cool stuff, and I have to make a decision. Do I want to go and try to get that ship and possibly die, or do I want to head back to port? And honestly, I think this is how fucking hardcore I want it to be. I think if you're out in the ocean and you have a cargo hold full of stuff and you get sunk before you get back to the port, you fucking lose it all. That's what I want.
Okay, fuck all these zombie survival simulators. We need a pirate survival simulator where you have the right amount of water, you have the right amount of food, you can go trade and all this other bullshit, and you have run into storms. It's a roguelike.
Yeah, I want to where my ship is damaged. I don't just press a button to repair my ship. I have to assign certain crew to go and repair my ship, and that will take them a certain amount of time. And the more that I repair my ship, the more skill they gain in repair. And so I can use those people to repair my ship and do it faster. If one of them dies, I have to get someone new who has less skill, and it'll take them longer. That's what I want. I want fucking Ubisoft to hire Sid Meier and put him making a new Pirates game with this fucking engine.
You also need to make sure you have the right materials to be able to repair your ship.
Exactly. You have to have it on board. So you have to have the wood in your hold and the metal in your hold. And guess what? You want new cannons, but your ship is going to sink. So you got to use those materials to fix your ship. Sorry.
What if you have your crewmates? Well, shit, we need sails. The only thing we have really is kind of the burlap for the hammocks.
Right.
The crew's gonna be unhappy because they can't sleep better. They have to sleep on the hard floor, but they are able to sail.
Exactly. So they'll do stuff slower.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll get dysentery.
I want all of this in space.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take that too. I will take that too. But really, I want pirates first because people haven't done that shit. People haven't done that shit, and that's what I mean. That's the kind of thing I want, and then fuck it. I don't even need it to be old multiplayer. Just single player is fine because you do multiplayer and it's a whole, that gums up the works and
I mean, that'd be really sweet. Think about it. You have a pirate simulator where the goal is to become the most infamous pirate,
right? And
you have one life. You have one crew.
Yes.
And if you fuck up and you die in the middle of the ocean because you starved to death,
you have to start
you're dead.
again.
That's it.
Yeah.
You just live with that infamy.
Yeah. I mean, and we can make it to where, we can have different settings. So you can either play it where you can reload the last save and do it again, or reload multiple saves, or you can do hardcore, sort of like an XCOM, where you have Iron Man mode, where it is like if you die and lose everything, and that's it. Start again.
You've encountered a kraken.
Yes. Fight the kraken. But that's where I'm coming from. When I'm playing this game, that's the game I'm pretending I'm playing. And I'm not playing that game at all, and I wish I was. And that's the game I want to play. And unfortunately, I don't think Ubisoft would ever make that game.
Oh, I think they understand that, and I think they want to make that, but they're going to have to build
Oh, I can't hear you. Oops. I think we're losing Chris. We lost Chris. We lost the call. All right, hold on, everybody. Give him a minute. Let this come back on. But you all know what I'm saying. We need this sort of pirate roguelike-y type of thing. I don't know why the call dropped. We lost everybody. Give it a minute. Hello, there you guys are.
I'm back now.
There we go.
are. All right, Chris. So go back again. What were you saying?
I was saying that I think Ubisoft understands that this is something people want, and they'll make it. But I don't think it's going to be coming out anytime soon. I think it's like another year and a half, maybe 2 years from now, when we'll actually have a full-on pirate series going on.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a pirate. I think it's going to be a pirate series. I don't think it's going to be this sort of pirate trading roguelike high seas adventure thing we're all talking about. This FTL.
Well,
type
they'll
of
probably
experience.
make it more in depth, but it won't be like a full roguelike.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have to make it a full roguelike, but maybe you put the option like they do with XCOM. You know what I mean? But honestly, I don't think Ubisoft has it in them to make that. I think the suits at Ubisoft would be too terrified to put something out like that. I mean,
I think they're going to see sales numbers for AC4 and they'll be like, okay, yeah, we can make that.
No,
Well, the big thing is like with these bigger companies, they're not willing to contribute, like have small teams develop these little risky projects because they want everybody on the big one.
right.
The thing, though, I don't think this would be a risky project to them. I think this would be like a golden opportunity.
Although I think, do you think that the suits and the investors would actually understand that this is something that gamers want? I mean, you are coming from a perspective of a gamer.
I think they'll see it. I think they'll realize that, hey, nobody else is putting out pirate games on the market, first off. We've got, a market we can corner. Second, look at these fucking sales numbers. These are huge. People want this. And three, look at player feedback. I mean, these people are really rating these missions pretty high. Seems that they really enjoy this pirating stuff. Let's make a game.
Yeah, you know what? I guarantee if I ship this next game and no one's made a good pirate sim by then, we'll work on a pirate sim next.
We'll need a big team.
Yeah,
we can do like an FTL one, like more of that type of
like a
small
little
scale.
2D kind of pirate sim.
Right. That would be a lot of fun.
We can totally fucking go corner the iOS market. We can have microtransactions.
Oh, that'd be good.
Your pirates are dying of scurvy. Buy lemons, $5.
You seem to be out of cannonballs. Would you like to buy some more?
Your pirates are struck with a sudden case of lethargy. Would you like to speed them up with moonberries? Buy moonberries.
Your ship has unfortunately been destroyed.
Right.
You can either wait 3 hours to respawn or spend $4.99 to respawn immediately.
Oh, jeez. Oh man.
No.
So anyway,
Fuck the War Z.
that's been my experience of Black Flag, and I'm going to keep playing it because I like the ocean stuff, but I'm like specifically avoiding like a lot of the story stuff. Because it's good. I feel like it's going to pull me off the ship. Luckily, the last couple of story missions I've done did not. They were Blackbeard stuff, and they were kind of fun. They were fun. I enjoyed them. But I'm terrified to do main stories because I'm just terrified they're going to be like, oh well, there's this man, and you have to follow him and tail him through, and then talk to him for a little while, and then eavesdrop on these other people, and then tail this person. And know what I'm not looking forward to? I'm not looking forward to the stealth tailing missions that involve the pirate ships. And I've talked about this one of our last shows, I think. That I hadn't gotten to it yet, but there's actually like tailing missions, but with fucking pirate ships. Which is ridiculous. Anyway, so what have you guys been playing? Chris, let's start with you.
I have been playing quite a few things.
Okay.
Battlefield 4, of course.
Battlefield 4 it's getting better. I think
it's to the point where I don't have any problems anymore.
I have not really had many problems. Most of the problems I've been having are frame rate issues, which is when things get kind of crazy. I'm missing, like, it runs at 60 really smooth, and then sometimes in the big outdoor areas, when things start getting crazy, it drops to about 30. Not too low, But still, it's like I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, it's next gen. Like this should be chugging along at a better speed than that. And then just my own weirdness, my own personal annoyances with the Battlefield series, where there are no rented servers on the consoles yet, which kind of sucks because sometimes I get to the mood where I just want to play a certain map, and so many fucking times it happens to where let's say I got a 100 XP boost. I just want to grind a level, And where do you go to grind levels? You go to Operation Locker, right? That's where you grind levels. That's where the best XP is. And so like double XP starting tomorrow. I'm going to go to Operation Locker. But
actually, it started today.
Oh, it started today. Oh, fuck me in the ass. But what happens? Since there's no rental servers, where on BF3. There's 24-hour metros, 700 tickets, all the 10. A bunch of those people, 'cause that's where people grind. There's no rental service, so I'm like, oh, great, I found Operation Locker. It loads. It pops up, end of match, and goes right into another map. And like, fuck, and you have to back out and then look for another one. And sometimes that shit happens like twice in a row.
What you need to do is you need to take note of the map list and choose the map that appears right before that one.
What do you mean by right before that one?
Okay, so let's say Golma 311, whatever, is right before Operation Locker. Right. Load up that match and then just wait.
Okay, if that's the one, then that's the one I'll do. You know what I wish they had when you were able to look at servers? I wish they would be able to show the ticket levels, like where the ticket's at.
That would be very nice. That's a very often requested thing in the forums of Battlefield.
Yeah, just so I can see how deep into the match it is. And, don't let me pick a team because I don't want people, what's going to happen though? If people see a team really getting the shit kicked out of them, like 500 to 200 or 500 to 100, they're just not going to go in.
They won't join.
They just won't go in. I mean, maybe they'll go in and thinking, well, maybe I'll be on the winning team, but I understand why you don't want to do that because it's going to keep people out. But some way to show me how long the match has to go would be really, really nice. Really nice.
Yeah. I don't know. When I play, I really just don't give a shit about the ticket count because I'm playing alone. It's a much bigger effort than I can really contribute to. I'll just play and have fun, and if I can contribute, I will. But
right,
there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, well, there is. I mean, it's a team effort. It's a team effort.
Yeah. But when I'm not talking to anybody in chat, and I'm part of a team that's just nothing, a squad that's nothing but snipers. There's only so much I can do.
Let me tell you something. Maybe you'll agree. I'm not sure, but I've noticed a really big downgrade in player quality from BF3 to BF4. And maybe it's the rental server thing, because for BF3, I would only play on rented servers that demanded a mic and all that kind of stuff. Now, there's no rented servers, just official servers. I'm playing with all these pugs, and like no one's on mics. No one's working together. You enter a squad, and the squads are just, like, squads don't stick together. Like, there's one guy up in the corner of the map, one guy in the bottom of the map. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And one thing else that I really noticed, and maybe I'm wrong here, but in Battlefield 3, you could set your voice IP to team, so the entire team can communicate. That's not available in Battlefield 4.
No, it's not.
They took that out. And some of the rented servers I used to play on in BF3 required it. They're like, we require a mic and set your voice IP to team. If you don't, you're kicked out. So, I don't know. But have you noticed this downgrade of players? Or
I have noticed it. Maybe it's because I'm just so well-versed in the Battlefield games. But, again, it's a transition year for games. You've got Battlefield 4 being the prettiest, multi-platform title, or one of the prettiest multi-platform titles out there. People want to try something new. They're going to buy Battlefield, and they're not going to know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I guess. So what else have you been playing besides Battlefield?
Payday 2.
Oh, how you liking Payday 2?
Lots of Payday 2.
How you liking that?
You need to play this game.
Really? See, so I played
need to play this game.
I played the original Payday, and my issue with the original Payday is that I kind of came to it late to the game. And so I would enter a team, and they would immediately kick me out. That was my...
Well, I've been playing with friends, so I haven't had to worry about that issue.
Some of us don't have these friends you speak of.
Well, maybe if you butt it on the PC, you could play with me and my friends.
Oh, maybe I could.
Yes.
I'll see about that.
But it has really been a blast. I bought it months ago, but I had nobody to play it with. And then because of the Steam sale, it went on sale, and a bunch of my friends bought it, and we have been just having a goddamn blast.
Really?
It's been hilarious, just how much fun we've been having. And, learning, like, all the different mechanics that are in the game, like the unlock system and how cash is spent properly and the whole 9 yards.
Right.
You can really... A lot of people have called this, like, the Left 4 Dead game of, like, heist criminal games.
Right.
And it really is. And it feels so good to have that cooperative experience.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've played... let me pull up Steam. How many hours have I put into this game already?
So I played the original. How evolved is the game from the original?
I didn't play the original, so I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
What I can tell you, according to my friends that play the original... they say weapons and AI are a lot more balanced this time around.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more options for what you want to do in the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In terms of,
unfortunately.
So when you say options, you talking about like the things you have to do to steal the money? You're talking about how the loadouts of the characters?
Yeah, I mean, you can load out your character with there's a fuck tons in this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's body armor types. There's different secondary weapons. Weapon in the game has at least like 6 or 7 different things you can unlock to enhance the weapon. There's like 40 or 50 different masks that you can randomly earn.
Mm-hmm.
Like I found this. There's one mask I finally got, and I was so happy I got it. It's called the Kawaii mask,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like just the stereotypical Japanese anime girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I put on this mask and I'm fucking robbing banks and killing people with this shit. It's hilarious. But I mean, there really is a lot to do. You can. The thing with the maps is that, sure, you'll be replaying the same a lot, a metric fuck ton lot.
Right.
But at the same time, they random like they do in Left 4 Dead. So some, for example, there's a jewelry store you can take. There's one map, and there's a couple back alleys that go around the building, and sometimes they might have like a big dumpster blocking a window, or sometimes there will be a fence that'll prevent you going down a path, or there will be safes in one room and not safes in another. It really it randomizes every single time you play.
See, that's kind of cool because the first one didn't do that, and I kind of like that idea to where they're kind of randomizing things.
Yeah, you really actually have to case out places before you begin the heist,
Right.
which can be trouble, especially when you build a character that has a very low concealment rating. Therefore, you'll just get caught instantly.
Okay. See, I don't think they had things like concealment ratings and whatnot in the original Payday either.
Yeah, the higher your rating on your body armor and the bigger your gun is, the more likely guards and civilians are going to see you and raise the alarm.
Right. Right.
That's way different from the first one, because the first one didn't even have that shit.
Oh, well, then it's in here, and it is so nerve-wracking, but at the same time, when you're actually able to pull off a stealth job with nobody knowing that you were there,
Right.
it just feels so fucking good.
Wow. Yeah, so you couldn't do stealth jobs in the first one, and now you've piqued my interest because that sounds like it almost sounds more RPG-ish,
It really is RPGs, and I haven't even gotten to the skill system that they built into this game. So there's actually 4 different classes of characters. You have the Mastermind, you've got the Enforcer, the Technician, and the Ghost. And each of them have their own set of skill trees that you spend points on that you earn by leveling up your character. Now, each skill tree, they're set to different things. So the Technician is all about like plastic explosives and setting up drills and things like that. He's kind of a support class. The Mastermind is all about intimidation and hostage retaining, so making sure that you don't lose hostages. So one of the first skills you can actually upgrade, it'll earn you 4 additional zip ties, to which you can actually tie down more hostages on the ground.
Right.
The Enforcer is more built towards weapons and fighting off the cops, and then you have the Ghost, which is this. evidently a new class which is completely focused on stealth-oriented play. So your silenced weapons will, if you unlock a certain trait, do 50% more damage or be 50% more accurate, things like that. It's really interesting just trying to figure out what kind of skills you want to distribute across all these different skill trees and leveling up as much in those trees in order to unlock more traits that you can buy. Mm-hmm. But it really is RPG-ish.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to try this out because I like the idea of skill trees and traits and all this kind of stuff. And especially the idea of doing stealth jobs. Like, especially that. Like, doing jobs where I don't have to fire a shot. So.
Oh, yeah. It like I said, it's very hard. And it takes a lot of variables to turn up right for you to actually pull it off. Right. But it's so satisfying when you do it. I did the jewel store heist I mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. We were actually able to do it because I had bought a couple skills in the technician pack that allowed me to carry a drill that's 65% quieter than a normal drill. Mm-hmm. So the guards and most civilians won't hear it unless they're really close and come to investigate.
Right.
So we just snuck in the back, and I was able to put drills on both the safes, and we got what we needed, and we hightailed it out of there. And we never raised an alarm.
That's nice. That's nice.
It's fun.
And this is on Steam, correct?
Oh, yeah. It's on Steam. The sale is over, but I believe it's $30.
Ooh, $30.
For $30, it's worth it, man, honestly.
Ooh.
Okay, $30.
Ooh.
Are you gonna do?
It also has a really.
You're gonna do the DayZ standalone.
Oh, that is a tough decision.
Same price.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the DayZ standalone is an alpha, and it's really, it's not, you know. It's not all there.
I've also been playing a shit ton of that too. So
let's see.
If it helps, Payday 2 has a really kick-ass soundtrack.
Does it?
Yeah, really good. I already put a couple tracks in my car.
Okay. See, I missed the Steam sale. I missed the Steam sale.
Yeah, I never saw Payday 2 on sale.
I missed the entire Steam sale.
It was on sale for like $13.
What? I totally would have gotten it.
Yeah,
God damn it!
I would have gotten it for $13. God damn it! Oh
That's
well.
bullshit.
Oh well. Well, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and when we get back, there we go. When we get back, I want to hear about some indie games from Bob, because Bob is he's the one who plays all the indie games here.
I'm up all in that business.
He's all up in that business. So we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. You're watching Cocktail Time live here at 4PlayerNetwork.com. Ready? Everybody, we are back. Welcome back to Cocktail Time Live here at 4playernetwork.com. I'd like to thank everybody watching us on our new night, Friday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. We used to do this on Sundays, but now we decided instead of ending the weekend with a cocktail time, it'd probably be better by starting a weekend with a cocktail time, considering that there is drinking involved and all that kind of good stuff. Plus, the week is fresher in our minds. So thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight and watching us doing this live at 4pp.tv. Especially thanks to our subscribers, people like Fuzzy Dude 64, people like Slade, people like Lord Moom. Subscribers help us kind of keep the lights on and the doors open here at 4Player. Scrawny Flannelman, another subscriber. If you do like what we do here at 4Player, all of our videos on our YouTube channel, we like our podcast, the main 4Player podcast and Cocktail Time, our dinner times and all that kind of stuff, we do ask that you think about subscribing. You can do so through Twitch. It is $4.99, and for that you get no ads on our broadcast, no ads on our website, which is 4playernetwork.com. You get exclusive access to our dinner time videos, our top 5 videos, and you also get early access to our video reviews and a bunch of other stuff. And you're actually going to get early access to our end-of-year videos. Is that right, Chris Davis?
Yeah, we're going to be releasing our end-of-the-year videos one day earlier than they will go public. So if you want to see something and say to your non-subscriber friends, hey, I know something you don't know, you can always subscribe.
And do we have it on good evidence, Chris, that if you are a subscriber and you show up to one of our events with their grandmother, you will tongue kiss the grandmother, correct?
I don't remember getting that email.
You must have missed that one. Maybe I should make an announcement on Cocktail Time, since you are one of those people fond of making announcements. If we get 500 followers by the end. Speaking of which, have we had a night to remember with Chris Davis yet?
Tomorrow.
A night to remember with Chris Davis is actually going to be tomorrow night.
Really?
At 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
I am so glad I asked, because I wouldn't have remembered. So I want you to take me. Wait, hold on. This music will not do. Hold on. I think I can do.
No.
I can do better. I can do better here. I can do better here. I can do better. I can do better. No, I can't do better, I guess. I can't do better. All my music stuff is fucked up because I moved a file and now all of my music shit is all over the place. None of this is working. None of this is working. Not even Lexington Steel is working. Isn't that sad?
Just go with it. Just make some music going.
Dr. Piss isn't even working. So anyway, Chris, I want to talk about this night with Chris Davis. This night to remember with Christopher Davis. Take me into the room of what it's going to be like to be there.
I'm actually trying not to spoil a lot of it.
Oh, I see.
But I will say that it is going to be a tasteful, classy broadcast. In which we will wine and dine, and we will have scintillating conversation and play very manly video games.
Sensual conversation and manly video games.
So can we expect a candle and a bottle of wine glass, shirtless Chris?
Oh, no, not a bottle of wine. I'm thinking a bottle of vodka. But, yeah, well, it'll definitely be very classy and tasteful.
Are you going to be rubbing your nipples with cocoa butter at any point during the cast?
Ooh.
Oh, now, there's only so much I can do.
Oh, don't limit yourself.
In which I won't get us banned from Twitch.
All right, it's okay. We'll get Carlos or Norlan over there to do that for you.
Yeah, they can do it for you.
You're gonna be busy. We know.
Like you can just be there on camera, and then like one lone Carlos hand and one lone Nolan hand just come in from either side of the screen with their fingers dripping in cocoa butter, and start just molesting your nipples ever so succulently.
Just flick. Every once in a while, flick the nipple.
Right.
Man, I'm kind of glad that Carlos doesn't know where I live.
He would show up.
Do it.
He would show up.
Do it.
He would. He would just show up.
Actually.
So is this
going to be a classy 3-hour cast, and
3
we're
hours,
going to
yeah.
have some fun.
Is tomorrow night subscriber only, or is it open to the general public?
Oh, it's open to the general public.
Oh, good.
But
Good.
there is special appreciation put out towards the subscribers that helped us reach this goal.
Oh, really? Like, what are they going to be able to control the show somewhat?
That really wasn't the plan, but I could look into that.
I don't know. They can like kind of tell you what to do. You know, like when you get like the webcam girls and you put your credit card in, they're like, "What do you want me to do?" You can be like a webcam girl type of that. You know.
I could microtransaction the shit out of this broadcast. Say we get 5 more subscribers, and I'll do something else.
Oops, my shirt's run out of buttons. If you put in $3.99, I can get more buttons.
I'm gonna juice this lemon on my nipples for $5.
This might actually work out.
I like it. We're gonna be rolling in it. We're rolling in it. Fuck talking about video games. We just need to whore out Chris Davis. That's how we make our money around here.
Man, I'm afraid that I'm a well that you could try tapping, but you're not going to get much out of, unfortunately.
It's a dry well.
Very dry.
Not much there. All right, Bob. In our last half hour, why don't you tell me about some indie games you played?
In video games, I played shit this.
I know you did.
The last 3 weeks we haven't been doing a show.
We took a few weeks off. It was the holidays.
Yeah. So because of the Steam sales, I was able to pick up a bunch of indie games that I wanted to play, and one in particular I played a shit out of, actually beat, was called Eldritch.
Eldritch.
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with this game.
Carlos was playing a lot of it, and it's a let's see, it's a Lovecraft-inspired.
I like it already.
Kind of Ultima Underworld first-person view roguelike. It's actually really good. I enjoyed a lot of it. I keep going back and trying to play more of it. But the concept is you're trapped in a library. You're trapped in the endless library, and you're trying to escape it. For some reason, you don't really know why you're there. There's these notes you can pick up and read in the story and whatnot and figure out what the hell is going on. And there are these books, these tomes. And each tome you open up, you can go into another world. And in these worlds, there's these different Lovecraft-inspired enemies. And a purely procedurally generated, 4-level dungeon. And there's these different sections to these dungeons. And you can go through them, and you can play them in really different kind of ways, because they allow you to kind of do different. You can play it like almost like Dishonored if you wanted to. Okay. There's different items you can pick up that'll adjust how you play the game. Like there's boots, there's a pack, and there's a medallion, as well as your weapons. So the boots can affect how you move around. They're going to be boots. I think there's boots of speed. There's boots of stealth. So if you want to move around completely silently, you can just make it turn into entirely like a thief type game,
like a rogue
where you're just
character.
moving around entirely silently, like running like fuck and just stabbing things in the back silently.
And it's a first person
Huh?
game, right? Is it a first person game?
It's a first person shooter. Yeah, there's a gun.
Wait, it's a gun. There's a gun?
There's a pistol, and there's a medallion of destruction that turns your pistol into if the bullets hit the terrain, it'll destroy the terrain.
So I'm looking at it. Okay, so it's very Minecrafty looking.
It's voxel based, is what it's called.
Okay.
It's voxel based.
Look at this. So it's like a dungeon crawler. It's a roguelike, you said.
Yep, roguelike, you will die, and you will not continue.
A dungeon crawler roguelike,
Mm-hmm.
voxel-based.
Yep.
I like this. You know what it looks like?
Good.
You know what it looks like? It looks like Clive Barker's Undying, but done with Minecraft voxels.
Maybe a little bit. I haven't played Undying. I've seen a little bit of it, but I always equate it to an Ultima Underworld because it's the kind of view where you have it's that first person view where you're running around in a dungeon, and there are these enemies kind of wandering around the dungeon, and you have to defeat them in order to progress.
Right.
But you can it's really up to your play style, and you can either continue to explore an area, try to get more items, more weapons, or whatnot, or you can choose to just go to the next level because you may be fucked. Like if you're really low on health, you want to just get to the next level to get out of this area, then that might be the best option. There's really kind of a weighing of choices here, and it allows you to kind of really kind of customize your playstyle too,
right,
based on the different items you pick up, because it'll change how you play. Like there's a backpack, and there's actually like a healing med kit, and you go through pretty much the game. Like there's a currency is called artifacts. You'll pick up these little coins. They're artifacts, and they charge basically. They're like your special ability usage, and you gain a special ability by praying at a statue.
Okay.
And the statue, depending on the type of statue, it'll tell you. Like you'll look at the statue and it says, "Oh, it's a sturdy statue," or "It's an unstable statue," or "It's a opaque statue." And depending on these statues, they'll grant you different abilities. Like either you'll be able to go invisible for a little while, you'll be able to create a block, so you can place a block in the terrain, or you'll be able to teleport. There's ones that I think. What was another one? I think it increases the damage you do, or no, that might be an artifact. Yeah. But anyway, there's different other abilities you can use. There's a main hand and an offhand, very much like kind of like Dark Souls a little bit.
Right.
So you can have your special ability and your offhand, your main weapon, and your main hand. You can carry two items at the same time. So you can carry like a dagger, a gun, a grapple hook, tripwire, a stone. You can throw a stone at things. And you can go sneak around. There's actually a regular mode and a sneak mode. You can peer around corners. You can actually run and then hit crouch and slide under things.
Oh,
wow. It's crazy. Like,
so there's a lot of the movement is really fluid and really.
The
good.
movement's awesome. The movement is fucking great in this game. I beat the game using a 360 controller, and it feels good on a game controller.
Okay.
It feels really good on a game controller. There's no reason why this game couldn't be released on like an Xbox or a PS3 and feel fucking awesome.
Right.
It's really good. I enjoyed this game way too much.
I definitely want to try this now after seeing the voxel stuff and all that kind of thing. I like this.
Like,
so is there like a hub area? So you said you can escape and you go back to a hub area to kind of heal up?
There's kind of like a library hub area, which are endlessly trapped in a hub area. You're endlessly trapped in this library. Every time you die, your soul gets recaptured in this library. Mm-hmm. And you can access banks. There are these chests that you can store your artifacts, which is this currency. So you can use the artifacts either to use your special ability, or you can use the artifacts to go into stores in the levels that you go into to buy items.
Right. And
these chests appear at random levels. So you can actually kind of store these artifacts and bank on them and be able to spend them later. I beat the game only using 2 lives, and I got the really good ending, the complete ending with the consecration kit and all this other bullshit. If you played the game, you'll know about it.
Right.
Not you guys, but everybody else listening to it.
Right.
But it's fun. It's really good. It's actually really interesting. It's a neat take on that kind of Lovecraftian roguelike that I haven't seen anyone else do. It's a hell of a game. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play this. So it looks like it's only $15 on their website. I think I'll pick this up this weekend. Actually,
it's a lot of fun. Like I picked it up during the sale for like $7. It's like even at 15, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah.
Especially if you like that style of game. It's a lot of fun. I think there's like 3 different levels, and they're about like maybe 4 layers deep. And they also added another level that is, I don't know, I think it's pretty deep. Like it's basically the Mountain of Madness, kind of a Lovecraftian short story.
Right.
Like that you get all of the different, for each level or area you go to, it's kind of large and it has its own tile set. It has its own enemies. They all do different things. It's really interesting. It's really fun to play.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, maybe I'll pick that up this weekend. Looks pretty good. Looks very good. Very good.
Very good.
Anything else you've been playing? What do you want to talk about?
So I played an awesome cooperative RPG called Hammerwatch.
Hammerwatch.
It was on sale several times during the Steam sale.
Yeah, it was.
And it's good. It's a really good cooperative RPG like to play with people. It's fucking awesome.
I'm looking it up
Like
right
it's
now.
it's a top-down, like a gauntlet type game where
Okay.
you can have multiple, either locally or remotely. Like I had Tara playing on her computer. I played with my brother, my sister, and my nephew. And we were all playing at different times, like playing classes, going through the dungeons. You pick up loot and pick up items, and you be able to level up and spend skills to improve your characters. It's all class based, so you choose a class, and every class acts differently. You can get new skills to do for different things. It's really cool. It's actually a really fun game.
Right.
If you liked games like let me think about it. It's the Dark Alliance or the it's a Gauntlet, but there's also the EverQuest one. What was the EverQuest one called for the PS2? PS2. What was it called?
Not Baldur's Gate.
Norath. Champions of Norath.
Champions of North. I own that game actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot like those, but it's 2D.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's boss fights and everything. It's a really fun game.
I'm looking at it right now.
Have friends you play it. It's fucking awesome.
I'm looking at it right now, and the pixel art is really pretty.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. We played for like 4 hours
Oh,
that
really?
one night. Yeah, it's great. It's a really fun game. I'm glad I've been able to actually pick it up because I've been looking at it for a while. I was like, God, I kind of want to play this game, but I don't have anyone to play with, and like
Right.
it's expensive, and I don't know if anyone's going to play it with me. It's good. It's a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah, I played a total of 4 hours on it, so it's a great game. Like I've played maybe 2 different classes, and they all play slightly differently. Like they're pretty good. Like oh man, such variety, so awesome. And they have numbers, damage numbers. Brad would fucking jizz himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
how much is this on their website?
Right now it's $10 on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a $30 4-pack. They have a website, and I'm sure if you buy it through the website, you get it for cheaper, and you probably get a Steam code anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's probably what they do. They usually just do that.
Yeah, Steam takes a kind of a big chunk off of the sales.
Yeah.
But it's a fun ass game. It's really great. You know, it's a really good cooperative game.
How many characters are there?
Let me see. So there's a paladin, there's a warlock, there's a ranger, there's a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. So there's 4 different classes.
Right. That's about right.
And they each play pretty damn differently.
Mm-hmm.
So there's they all play pretty very differently.
Yeah.
Like the paladin's able to actually block projectile attacks, whereas no other character is able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're able to like match that between like what everybody else has, it's really good. Like be able to kind of coordinate the different perks for your different classes.
Mm-hmm.
Like the warlock is able to have a spell that chains off of different enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a chain lightning.
Like a chain lightning. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be able to do like a chain lightning to a crowd and just kill everything at once. It's awesome.
Oh, nice.
It's really visceral, really fun.
Right.
You get up to the higher levels and you're just upping your damage, and you're just like, I'm gonna fucking clear this room. Let me gather everyone, like run around the entire room. You have this huge room, like huge group of enemies following you, and you're just like, all right, one spell, boom, half of them are dead.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about like Diablo and Diablo
Yeah.
3. Like you get to the point where you get so powerful that you just want to grind some areas that are a little bit like a bunch lower than you, and just going in and just destroying everything feels so good. Just go in there and just let off some steam.
Oh yeah, it's
almost.
great. It's awesome. It feels really great because like we ended up splitting in different directions. Sometimes we did everybody one person go one way, one person go the other way, and we'd all be soloing for a while, and we still could do well like solo. And despite the multiplayer game, I don't know if they increased the difficulty on the monsters or not, but you were able to kind of jump around and do go on your own and just destroy clear rooms based on your whether you spec correctly or not and how you're playing your character.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. It's very easy to pick up too. It's not you're not gonna fuck up easily.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Nice. I'll have to add this onto my list. So can we play like remotely, or do we have to be in the same room? Or
No, we can. You can play with me like if we wanted to immediately after this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it works.
Cool.
I could Tara play on my computer, and then you could play on your computer, and then it would work. Like it's local and remote.
Oh, nice.
It's really good. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe I'll pick this up. I think I'm going out tonight, so maybe tomorrow we can play. Tomorrow night, I think I'm setting aside tomorrow. I'm gonna be working all day on game stuff, and then tomorrow night is like my gaming night. I'm kind of setting aside.
Yes.
I might throw in some of that with you. I'm gonna throw in some PlanetSide 2 tomorrow night if you're interested. It's gonna be. Yeah.
That could work.
Yeah, not to get into a big PlanetSide 2 discussion, but they released a couple of performance updates, and like I always ran pretty good, but I'm running really smooth right now.
That's good to know.
Even there was one of the updates I think gave like a 30% frame rate boost, kind of across the board.
I ran okay. I ran all right at the high end.
Yeah.
It was okay, but like if they got silky smooth on the high end now, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice, and they rendered stuff better so that you see more guys around you now. So it's rendering more people around you. So it look like the battles look even bigger now. Because what they did is they changed their animation system because basically people really far away from you, the game was still rendering all the frames of the animation even though you didn't need to see it. And so they've caught that, and they caught a whole bunch of other things like that was going on that they just did not need to do. So yeah, I would download a new update. But cool. All right, 9:42. Chris Davis, is there any news that we need to talk about tonight before we close this out?
It's been pretty dead.
You
unfortunately,
son of a bitch.
Hey, don't yell at me. Yell at the games industry.
Yeah, nothing's going on. Nothing.
Nothing really.
Man.
No, it's just people talking about their games of the year, and it's kind of a mini drought for news right now.
Yeah, January is kind of like that, you know.
There's a demo out for Bravely Default, which is it's going to be a really popular JRPG over here. It's really popular in Japan, and it's coming over here. So
right. Well, you know what else is really popular in Japan? Tentacle porn.
Yeah, that is popular over there,
doesn't
too.
Do anything for us here. Doesn't do anything for us. So.
No, it doesn't.
All right, well, then let's go into our final thoughts.
Oh, well.
Oh, wait, what?
That quickly?
I was going to say, I played more games.
Oh. Well, can you do one real quick?
Did too.
Do one
Son
real
of a
quick.
bitch.
We played more games. I'd like to talk about them.
We'll be back next week. Give me one more game. Give me one more game.
Just jonesing to get out because it's Friday.
I know.
Yeah, you're the... Okay. All right, you can go through the final thought.
You want to do one more game really fast?
The Brothers, The Tale of Two Sons.
We've talked about that a lot.
We have?
Oh, yes.
You finally played
Okay.
it? Did you get it on Steam or something?
Yeah, I got it on Steam for $5, and it was really good, so... Really fucking good. Like,
I
top
told you,
10
it's
of
a
the
good
year
game.
material.
It's a great game. Yeah, it's definitely worth your top 10. Like, it's a fun game. If you don't have the high expectations on it, you're not expecting it to rock your world. It's a fun fucking game.
Oh, wait a second.
It's like-
that's I wouldn't really call that a really good, like, if you expect it to suck, it might be pretty good. I've heard better sale pitches.
Well, it's like if you expect too much of a game, you're going to be ultimately disappointed.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
If you think it's going to be the best thing ever, and then you play it, and it only meets you kind of like halfway, then you're like, this wasn't as good as I thought it was.
Right. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is... I think Brothers is, like, what Fable wishes it was now.
Yes.
Didn't everybody get
Really
really
does.
Didn't everyone get really disappointed this past couple of weeks because they actually released the names of the brothers, and it was like Cletus and Jared or something.
Did they? I don't really.
No.
Yes,
It
no.
doesn't
This
affect
past
the game at all.
this past
Why
couple
would
of
they-
weeks,
Yeah.
they released the names of the brothers, and everyone was really pissed off.
Why would I care about the names?
We
of the
know what
brothers?
the names of the brothers are.
Oh, really? What
It
am I?
tells you in the game.
What am I thinking of then?
Yeah.
It's Naya and Nai. I think you're thinking of Two Brothers.
Which game is that?
It's another game with a similar title.
With brothers in it.
What is it?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that game.
The Two Brothers.
It's
Then there's Band of Brothers.
There's too many brothers.
There's way too many brothers. It's like Cletus and Rochelle or something.
What?
what?
They released their names and everyone was disappointed because it took away from the mystery.
Why was there a mystery and what?
It was Sammy and Tim.
Yeah, that's not the name of the brothers in this game.
So what's this Two Brothers game?
We talked
It's
about
another
it
game.
Are they in arms? They're brothers in arms. That's another game.
Yeah, it's a different game.
That's a different game.
I don't know. Two Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Was Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, brother?
Yeah. There's a Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and then there's
Right.
a game called Two Brothers.
And then there's Band of Brothers.
It
Brothers
was good, but it wasn't a game.
No, that was a... Yes, it was.
It wasn't a Band of Brothers game.
What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of like the HBO television series from like the early, like 2001 or
Right.
2002.
What was the Hell's Highway game?
That was Brothers in Arms.
That's Brothers
that
in
was a
Arms.
Gearbox game.
Right. There's a lot of brothers here is what I'm saying. And there's no sisters. What's with the patriarchy? Oh, man.
I don't...
I don't know either.
What?
I'm so confused right now.
I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. There's brothers. There's lots of brothers.
But anyway, it's an awesome game, and you should go play it. It was really cheap during the Steam sale. I heard they're going to do a encore sale. It might show up during that.
Brothers in Arms?
Somebody posted a link in chat earlier, and you check the day on that article, and it's from January 2013. So
What?
I don't think
Really?
there's going to be one.
No, that can't be right. Steam extends holiday sale. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was last year's.
So
Boo.
Well, I'm going to have to play one of these brothers games someday.
You should definitely play Brothers Tale of Two Sons, because it's good.
it's really short. It's a 3 to 5 hour game,
Okay.
but it's got so much character coming out its ass. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of different environments, a lot of kind of subplots. Like really kind of solid game. Like really fun to just kind of go through and I mean Tara sat through and watched the entire thing with me.
Right.
And it's one of those games where it's kind of really fun to just even watch someone play it.
I see. Like a good narrative and visually stunning and right.
Totally, it's really good. Okay. I also played another game.
What did you play, Bob?
Play.
Delver.
What? Delver's Drop?
No, Delver.
What's Delver?
Delver is a roguelike. Of course, it's fucking roguelike.
You play a lot of
What's
roguelikes, Bob.
series?
You play a lot of roguelikes.
I don't. The thing is, like, I don't really like a lot of roguelikes that are that are not very roguelike. Do you know what rogue is?
Yes.
Okay, so you probably understand what like roguelike in the original term went.
Right.
meant.
It was a dungeon crawler and
And this one's a dungeon crawler too, but that doesn't help. But yeah, the Rogue, back in the day, you played Rogue. It was a text-based dungeon crawler, top-down view. You could see your character moving around. It was turn-based.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically like a Ultima Underworld meets a roguelike.
okay.
Again, I fucking love Ultima Underworld. It's just one of these games that keep coming back.
So was it?
love
Is it first person like Ultima Underworld?
Exactly.
Okay.
First person like the Ultima Underworld. You go into a dungeon, you wander around, very much like on Ultima Underworld. Enemies spawn randomly. You defeat them when you get enough experience. You'll level up. You'll be able to kind of put points in different It's the different attributes affect how you play. You can do melee attacks with swords and whatnot. You can increase your speed, run around very quickly. You can increase your magic, which increases the number of charges on wands, because wands is basically the only way you can cast magic. There's the types of damage. They all shoot orbs. Very simple system. It's in pre-alpha right now, or alpha access or whatever. I got it for dirt cheap during the Steam sale. But it was one of those games I was keeping my eye on because there's very few games these days that actually emulate the Ultima Underworld experience, which I think is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And having that kind of atmospheric dungeon crawler feeling to it, where you kind of go through these dungeons and kind of experience these different ways. Like I don't really like the roguelike experience of it because with Ultima Underworld, they were very crafted areas. So they had very distinct purposes, and they would kind of give you clues as to what was going on in the area, and they had a story around it, which in a roguelike, you can't have that. The environment never tells a story because the environment's always fucking random. But still, like it followed that kind of, they had that same kind of feeling in there, and it allowed you to kind of, it allows you to choose how you want to play. You can either do more kind of agility based, more strength based, or more magic based, and it's mostly like how far you can survive into the dungeons. And the dungeons do change as you go further down, so it changes up the environment. And you start in kind of like a dungeon area, you get into more like a cave area, and then there's more like lava and kind of crazy shit going on. But it's a fun game. It's a I played a couple hours of it, and I had a lot of fun with it. And for the couple of bucks that they charged me, it was more than worth it. There's very few games that are taking these risks these days and bringing back that kind of old formula and having fun with the old idea of what these games had, where they were like, hey, what if we did a first-person dungeon crawler? Like, who the fuck is making that?
Right, nobody's making that.
Either you're going to get there's two different formulas for that. You're going to get the Might and Magic formula, which is what was that other game? It was Lords of
Acid.
Realm.
Oh, wait,
Not Lords of the Realm. Lands of Lore. With Patrick Stewart. Do you remember that? I talked about it previously.
I think so, yes.
Lands of Lore.
Lands of Lore.
Yeah, so it's basically it's a tile-based map. Forward, you move left, you move forward. Like, it's very, very tactical.
Right.
Like not Legend of Dungeon. That's the other one I'm thinking of. Legend of Grimrock.
Right. Yeah.
It was a very Mind Magic style game, where you're strategically pacing. It's all turn based. You move to different tiles. It's all tile based. Then you have your Ultima Underworld type dungeon crawler, which is very free flowing, very much like a Daggerfall.
Yeah.
Like they kind of like where you move around and it's first person control, very free flowing, very real time. And it's too bad we really don't see more of those games these days because they were popular back in like the late 90s.
Right. Well, I think in some ways they were a little easier to produce, and now I think people feel like if they're going to do a game, they need to increase the budget, increase the scope, all that. Like, you can't just have a dungeon crawler. You have to have like a Skyrim with dungeon crawling in it, which is
it needs to be open world and have all these other fucking taglines on it.
Yeah, and you don't really need that all the time. Like, and we're seeing a lot of games that don't do that. I mean, all the games you've been talking about tonight have been kind of the same and all doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, in different regards, they're all very similar. Like they're different play styles, very different games. I wouldn't really equate Delver to Eldritch, but they have very similar perspectives. And if you had someone who was very kind of uneducated in the style of game, they might expect them to be the similar game, but they're very different.
Right.
Very extremely different in execution and how you play them.
Yeah, and believe me, I'm really happy that they're coming out because, these and like adventure games are the old style games that I grew up with. Besides like the Nintendo Twitch shooters, it was like these dungeon crawler games. It was the adventure games like the the Murphy games, the
Yep. Tex Murphy.
Tex Murphy games.
Tex Murphy.
And then it was games like Doom and Wolfenstein 3D. You know,
And Wing Commander.
and Wing Commander. You have VFM games, FMV games, and stuff like that. But
all Mist and
I would.
Citizen's Guest.
I mean, I would postulate that games like Wolfenstein 3D and games like Doom were in a way kind of based upon those old school dungeon crawler games.
They
Yeah,
actually,
stripped
I think they helped kind of bring those dungeon crawler games to another era.
Yeah.
They may have not actually been really super based on the dungeon crawlers. They may actually have been kind of focused on the let's limit the player movement,
Right.
because we're not able to actually do free movement at this point. We can do a grid.
Mm-hmm.
And we can kind of focus on that, or we can do like a really basic grid and have these square walls and wander around that area and do collision that way. But the dungeon crawlers definitely followed suit and did, hey, you know what? What if we had a first-person perspective of a dungeon crawler? Because they were very much like, you're facing this direction, you're going this direction,
Right.
like it's a grid. Like it really, all these maps, all these like D&D maps, were all very grid-based games. So they were like incredibly interesting. Like they're in how they kind of progressed and whatnot. And I really hope that they do a really good like Ultima Unreal reboot at some point, because that's one of my favorite games.
It'd be
One
kind
of
of
my favorite franchises.
It'd be kind of scary when you have to make sure that you get people on board who are going to do like an old style, the same kind of. And if they're going to do a reboot, I'd want to see it handled with the type of care that Interceptor handled the Rise of the Triad reboot.
Yeah,
that kind of
I
thing,
think ultimately, I think I'll just reboot it. Whatever, fuck the other guys.
You do it
I
now.
don't care. No one's gonna do it the right way. I don't think they're gonna really give it to the like. They're gonna be like, oh, now it's a gritty reboot. It's gonna be like more of a stealth game, or it's gonna be more of like a third-person shooter. It's like, no, fuck you. I'm just gonna make a reboot of the real game.
So is this before or after the Pirate FTL game?
In space.
In space.
This might, I don't know. I think that it's really what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make a bunch of prototypes and figure out which ones feels better.
Yeah, basically that's how we got to do it.
That's what we've been doing for
Yeah.
many, many times.
If we do FTL Pirates in space, it's just an Ice Pirates game, pretty much. But no one's seen that movie with me. I've hardly seen that movie.
What?
All right.
Huh?
Actually, one last. I do have one piece of news. Actually,
Oh, do you?
Oh.
Let's hear it.
yes. Remember Ska Studios?
No.
They are the studio behind Charlie Murder and the Dishwasher series.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Scott-
Yeah,
yeah.
yes.
Well, they released a game this past week for $1.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember I made a game with zombies in it?
Yes, of course I do.
This is the side-scrolling spiritual successor.
Oh, no.
It's called Time Viking and Space Raptor.
Time Viking
That sounds awesome.
and Space Raptor.
It's available right now on Xbox Live Indie Games on the 360.
No.
And it's just like it. It looks insane.
I feel so bad for those guys.
What?
Why do they keep? All right, so XNA you can compile XNA games on PC, but they're so stuck in doing XNA.
Right.
XNA's dying. They stopped supporting it. Why are they releasing? Oh god! Seriously, guys, go learn another engine. Use
Right.
another engine. Fucking Unity, C#, same thing as XNA.
Right. Unity's kind of the in thing now, so.
Fucking a lot of people are using Unity now. It
Yeah.
kind of terrifies me
It terrifies you? Why does it terrify you?
because some of my heroes are using Unity.
Oh, so now that you're going to put yourself, they're going to be like, what'd you do at Unity,
Yeah.
Bob?
Richard Garriott, and as Tara rightly says, Lord British, is using Unity for the new Ultima game, Ultima Spiritual Successor. What the fuck is it called? Shadows of the Avatar?
It's called Lord
Shroud of the
British's.
Avatar.
It's called Lord British's Space-Time Extravaganza.
Yes. Where he just goes around in a giant pimp ship.
He does,
to
yes.
different islands in space. And
That's right.
picks up women.
He does.
No, Shroud of the Avatar. And there's a Camelot game coming out. DAOC, the lead developer on DAOC, is now using Unity to make another DOC game. DOC, I'm sorry, Dark Age of Camelot.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, the old MMO?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I remember that.
They're making a new one, and it's purely focused on RVR.
Oh.
Yeah, the old Dark Age of Camelot game really kind of suffered because they decided they wanted to be more like EverQuest.
Right.
So they had to have a very extensive single-player component. And they were trying to pull in both the single-player like raid crowd, as like this is all PvE, like you can just fight versus AI versus like we have this huge realm versus realm story where you fight against the two other factions that you're fighting against. So there's a three-way war between three factions, and they're constantly fighting over a different frontier land. And it was a really fucking cool game, really epic. Like it was more epic than PlanetSide when it first came out.
Right.
Like it was a huge scale, really fucking awesome game for player versus player. Like it was one of the first ones that did it on that scale. And now they're creating another one. I'm not sure what it's fucking called. I think it's called something of Camelot. I don't remember anymore. Camelot Unchained. There we go.
Camelot Unchained.
Camelot Unchained.
Sounds like a Spice Channel movie. Camelot Unchained.
Yes.
Unchain yourself. It's Camelot. Could be about Kennedy.
Guinevere. I've unchained myself. It's a chastity belt. Let me unchain thee.
But overall, I mean, it's good if people are using this because it's going to put
Yes.
more money in the engine. They can upgrade it more, all that kind of stuff. So it's a positive thing, right? Oh, for some reason I can't hear them now. And we lost the call. We lost the call because somehow Skype sucks tonight for some strange reason. Hold on, everybody. Let me get people back here. See, Bob's just talking. He doesn't even know that we're look at Bob just talking. And now that he's talking, they have no idea. They have no idea that it's all broken down. That's all broken down. They probably think I just hung up on them. Bob's smiling. Chris is smiling. Look at that beautiful face. Look at him. Hold on. They should be reconnecting any minute. It's the problem with doing this long distance stuff. I have to get Bob moving in with me. And Chris. We can all live together. Got a big bed. This is not reconnecting. Yeah, there's Bob. Oh, look at that. It totally failed. All right, hold on. Let me call these bastards back here. Hold up, everybody. Actually, I'm going to put it on break real fast. Hello? I think my internet just died on me. My internet just died. I think my internet just died. Look at Bob. Skype is totally dead. Skype is totally... All right, everybody. I think we're done. Because my Skype is just not reconnecting. Oh, well. Oh, well. All right, guys. Well, it's not reconnecting. So anyway, yeah, everything is just dead. I don't even know if you guys can even hear me because chat is not even going. So there you go, Bob. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. We'll see you all later. We'll be back next.